Hey there, my name is Tim Stoddart, and in today's video, I am going to teach you how to properly categorize your business directory. This is going to make a big difference for the SEO, and it's going to enable you to get more traffic and ultimately get more sales and generate more leads. All right, let's dive in. In these videos that I've been making recently about directories, what I'm doing is I'm creating a live directory. So I'm just making a directory for everybody, and this is what I'm doing, stemcellauthority.com. It's a nationwide directory all about stem cell clinics in the United States. And you can see here, if you click on the business directory, these are all the listings, and I've started to categorize it through states and through cities. So this is really, really important to understand because I, I make this point a couple times, but if this is the first time anybody is seeing my content, like I need to repeat myself so that you know it. This is an industry specific directory that is categorized through location. An opposite example of that is something like my site Your Boulder, where the main keyword that is being SEO'd for is Boulder, Colorado, right? And then it's categorized through the business types. So in this case, my categories are the states, and the child pages of the parent category is the city. In this case, I mean, you can see right here, the parent category would be restaurants, and then the child category would be Chinese. I don't have any Chinese food restaurants in here in the child category, but I think you guys can get the point, just to see how the whole thing is categorized and how there's there's parent categories and child categories. So whatever kind of directory you're making, whether it's an industry specific directory or a location specific directory, you're still most likely going to need to understand parent categories and child categories. So once again, we're going to use Directory. This is my AI app that I'm using to build out my entire directory. And what I'm doing in the back end here is I'm just categorizing it, going through the most populated cities, and I'm just going one category at a time. So if I go back here to my WordPress and I click on directory content, and then I click on categories. These are all of my categories, and you can see that they are labeled the same way they are on the front end. So Phoenix is a child category of Arizona. And what I have here is Indianapolis. This is the most recent category that I've updated. So now I'm going back to my list of cities in the United States in order of population. I've done all of these, so now I'm on Charlotte. Okay. And for those of you who have seen the previous video of how to use Directory, you can kind of fast forward through this. I'm going to edit it out so it's pretty quickly, but I'm going to go here. Please add Charlotte. Okay. When I do this, it's going to add Charlotte in the current specifications of my directory. So you can see the business type. This is the tag is stem cell clinic, and the locations, these are the categories, is all the locations. And so now we have added Charlotte, and momentarily you will see Charlotte show up in the current specifications. So now I'm going to submit the query, and I'm going to pull all of the data from the internet into Directory. So I'm going to submit this query. This is going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, great. So now, as you can see, we have 377 total listings. This is not the total listings just in Charlotte. This is the total listings for all of my specifications. So now that I have queried the listings, the next thing I have to do is push them through to my actual directory. So let's go back here, go to categories, and then I'm going to click this button up here, sync listings. Nothing but looks, you can see that the total listings, the number has been updated. And if we go to the back end of the categories in my directory, I now have Charlotte, North Carolina. So this is a small problem that we now have to fix because Charlotte needs to be a child category. So what do? Well, we do new category, and we're going to type North Carolina. We're going to add this category. And now when I go to the Charlotte category, I'm going to click edit. And then right here, this parent category, I'm going to go North Carolina. So this is going to do two things for me. It's going to make it so that I'm properly categorized, right? Because I want North Carolina, or I want Charlotte, North Carolina to be its own. Oh, I got to fix that. The images aren't pushing through. I want Charlotte to be its own page, right? So now I have a URL and I have a title tag. I can change this title tag. I'm going to change all of this. Like I'm going to continue to update the designs and make it pretty and all that stuff. But now I have a page which is SEO'd specifically for stem cell clinics in Charlotte, North Carolina. However, I also have a parent page right here, which is also SEO'd for just North Carolina as opposed to Charlotte. And what's really cool about it is every time you add a new child page to a parent page, those listings get fed to the parent page, right? So in California, obviously this has the most major cities. So as I'm going in the list of most populated to least populated, I have 4 cities in California. So each one of these cities has its own unique URL, has its own title tag, has its own list of um, its own archive, excuse me, of listings that are in that city. But if I wanted to, and I wanted to go to California, all of those listings. So what is this? 168 total listings. So all of the listings and all 4 of these child pages get pushed up and also get fed through the parent page. This is a very, very effective way to create a directory that SEOs for multiple locations, be it state or city, all just because of how you categorized it. So over time, as more and more content gets put into this directory and more categories get filled up with listings, I'm going to be ranking for all types of different stem cell keywords in all of these different locations. And it's going to be great. So this is a really simple lesson, but it's a very, very important lesson. I've made other videos about directories as to like which software I recommend. And this is the main reason why, well, there's a couple of reasons, but this is one of the main reasons why I recommend using the business directory plugin on WordPress, because since it's gone through WordPress, since it's its own CMS, you can create this hierarchy of categories. And not only do you create the hierarchy, but the work that you do gets like tripled in value because the listings that get pushed through the child category also feed the listings that get pushed through the parent category. So you're ranking for multiple locations without having to do 3 or 4 times the work. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I'm excited to see what kind of directories you guys are building and how you're using Directory. So please give me a comment, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.